How's it going, everybody? How are you doing? Okay, just waiting for the slides. How's the day been? How was your day? Good? Good.
علاء يمكن لك تقول لهم يقربوا عندك شي شويه الناس اللي مهتمين.
Come closer. If you're interested in this, come closer. You're going to learn more. You're going to make more.
يخليكم قربوا عنده باش تستافدوا مزيان على بين الناس اللي كنشهد لهم انايا بالكفاءه ديالو في الدومين ديالو دونك غادي تستافدوا مزيان معاه و good luck علاء.
Okay, thanks for that introduction. Tonight, in the next 30 minutes, I'm going to show you how to market your online course without launches using automated webinar funnels. This may sound like techno-babble. I'm going to explain all of it right now. So if you have any questions, I'm going to have Q&A at the end. So who am I? My name is Alaa Khassa. I run AKC, Alaa Khassa Consulting. AKC is an agency. We do marketing campaigns for online courses. Our clients are usually entrepreneurs that do 6 figures per year in online courses or even 7 figures. They're usually in Canada, the US, Ukraine, etc. They're all over. So here are some results. This is the amount of money that we made for one of our clients. This is $145,000 from just one course. It's just the front-end offer, the first course. We sell them more products on the back end. So this is just some of the results. This is the proof right here. Okay, so we do this without any big product launches. You don't need a big affiliate connection. You don't need a big list. You don't need a big audience. You don't even need to be known. You just need to have something of value. We do this without going live on social media every day. We do this without creating a new product every month. We focus on just one product to scale it. So what are the barriers of entry? If you want to launch an online course, what do you need to have? You need to have a good idea first, a good idea for an online course. You also need to have legitimate proof and results of what you're going to be teaching people, because if you don't have that, you're basically dead in the water. You need that. You also need to have a love for teaching, because you are going to be teaching people. You're going to be a teacher, so you need to really, really like teaching people and helping them. You need to also have charisma and communication skills. Why? Because you're going to need to do marketing videos, you're going to need to talk with people, you're going to need to show your face. So to convince them, you need to have some charisma, some charm, and some communication skills to make them believe that you're actually going to help them. Okay? So here are some of the biggest players selling information and training right now. These are some of the biggest players selling information products. There's Agora Publishing. They sell financial reports. They do over $1 billion per year selling information products. There's Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi. They launched a course and they made $12 million in 7 days. It's called Knowledge Business Blueprint. Mind Valley does over $100 million per year in online course sales. ClickFunnels does over $100 million per year in online course sales and softwares. Grant Cardone does $40 million per year in online courses. Ty Lopez does 8 figures per year in online courses. Plus, there's thousands of other small course creators that do 5, 6, and 7 figures per year selling online courses. So the opportunity is really, really big. You can make some really good money selling online courses. And just a disclaimer, these numbers are just some numbers that I found on the internet. I don't have a way of verifying this. You have to do your own due diligence. But these numbers are pretty accurate. So clients suck. Dealing with clients is like the worst thing ever. I really, really hate it. They call you all the time. They have high expectations. They want everything done yesterday, and they're not patient. And that's why I only work with people I truly enjoy communicating with, right? So that's why I don't take on any more clients from my agency, and I focus on scaling my current clients' campaigns, okay? So I have nothing to sell you today. I don't have a course myself. This presentation is just pure value for you so you can relax and enjoy what I'm gonna show you, okay? So at the end, if you stay until the end, you're gonna have a link to go to where you're going to be able to claim the top 5 copywriting books recommendations that are going to help you become a really good copywriter. Okay, you're also going to have essential tools that I recommend for your online business, for your online course business. So if you want to launch an online course business, you need some essential tools. I'm going to give you that. And you're also going to have my 6-figure webinar slides template, and it's very important. And it will be added after the event. So here's the big problem I noticed. Most online courses fail. Online course creators, they spend months creating the course, they spend months and months making it perfect, but nobody eventually buys, because creating an online course is one thing and selling it is a whole other thing, right? And that's why we handle the marketing for our clients. And I noticed even a bigger problem. Let's say we have Joe right here. Joe makes 6 figures in e-commerce, all right? He makes a course about e-commerce, makes another 6 figures. He notices that he makes more money from his course than actually doing e-commerce. Why? Because in online courses, you don't have a cost of goods. most of the money that you make, you get to keep it. There's no product to ship. It's digital, right? It's 100% profit margin virtually, right? Except for PayPal and all those fees. So he notices that he's making more money from his course. So he stops doing his e-commerce thing. He's like, okay, screw this. I'm making less money from this, and it's a lot more time consuming. I'm just gonna focus on my course. And then 1 year later, Joe's e-commerce course is not working anymore. His students are not getting results, and it's not working anymore. It's not selling. People know that it's just outdated, right? So what does Joe do? Some people create courses about creating online courses, and that's kind of shady. He feels like a fraud, right? And he can't live with himself too well. Or he just quits and gets a normal 9-to-5 day job. So that's really, really terrible. So Joe's safe path is he's making 6 figures with e-commerce. He creates a course with e-commerce. If he works with us, we market his online course, we make him 6 figures with the course, right? And even more because we actually focus, that's all we do is market online courses. We have the systems, we have all of that. He scales his business to 7 figures because he scales his e-commerce business to 7 figures because he has more time to dedicate to it, right? And we scale his course to 7 figures, right? And a year later, Joe's making multiple 7 figures with his e-commerce business, and he's also making maybe multiple 6 or 7 figures with his course as well. And Joe can sleep like a baby at night. He's happy, he's fulfilled, and he's working on the things that he really wants to do, right? So what is a webinar? Some of you may not know what a webinar is. It's basically like a teleconference. One person hosts a webinar, goes on their computer, goes live, and thousands of people across the world join the webinar live to see him present his presentation. So that's what a webinar is. So why webinars? Webinars, it's because they are the #1 way to scale an online course using paid traffic. Most people, when they think about launching an online course, they think about building an audience on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube and just selling them that course at like a one-shot money grab thing, right? But if you want to really scale it to the multiple 6 figures and have consistent numbers every month without launching multiple courses and burning yourself out, you have to have a way to go to Facebook ads and YouTube ads and buy and be able to acquire customers at a profit. And webinars are the best way to do that right now. Also, some of the webinars' biggest advantages, people who attend webinars are learners. They're looking for information. Why would they attend a webinar if they're not looking to learn that thing? So if they're looking for information, you can sell them information, right? You give them some for free and you sell them later. We have a very, very long average attention span on a webinar. It's 45 to 60 minutes. Imagine if you had an hour with somebody, how much convincing can you do for them? You can tell them your story, you can prove to them why you're an authority, you can pitch your product fully, you can do a lot of selling in an hour. On a YouTube video, people spend on average maybe 7-10 minutes. On an email, people spend like 10 seconds. On Facebook, people spend very, very little time. So on a webinar, you can hold somebody's attention enough so that you can convince them that you are the person who's going to be able to help them, okay? This is just some proof. This is one of our webinars. The average time in the room is 58 minutes, so I'm not making this up. They do spend an hour with you, right? So what can you do with an hour? So the other big advantage is we have a live simulation feature that allows you to build urgency. So a webinar may be live and may be automated, depending on the software that we use, right? And once we are able to have an automated webinar, we're able to scale the urgency. So let's say we do the webinar, we present the contents, and then we present to them the offer at the end. We told them this is going to be expiring by the end of tonight. There's only 100 spots available. If you don't act now, you're going to miss out. You can really build in that urgency at scale. So you don't have to do live webinars every time. You're basically going live every 15 minutes. That's the way how we do it, and it's automated. So launches versus auto webinars. So let's say you want to go with launches, the launch method. Let's say you just want to be launching new products, new courses every couple months. So let's say you do a launch every couple months, right? You make some money. On the month 1, you just spend creating the course, so you don't make any money. Month 2, you launch the course. Let's say you make $20,000, right? As an example. Month 3, you're just so tired from the product launch because you've spent a month creating the course and a month marketing it that you don't do another launch, and you just make maybe $5,000 because some sales trickled in, and then you realize, holy shit, I need to do another launch to make money next month. Okay, I made $5,000 this month. That's terrible. You do another launch and you make $15,000 because you didn't have time to build your audience, to grow it, to find new people. You're burning out your list very, very quickly. So you make maybe $15,000 because your audience is kind of burnt out. They bought the other product, and then the second month, the following month, you make another $5,000 because you couldn't do a launch because you're just so burnt out. Launches are so tiring. And then after that, you make maybe you do another launch, you make another 10K because you don't have enough time left to build your audience, grow it, find new people so you can market to them, okay? So you burn yourself out, you burn out your list, you tell people to go different ways. So if you have to do product launches on different topics, like if I'm gonna show you how to make money, as an example, if somebody's gonna make a course about how to make money online, and they tell you this month you have to do drop shipping, then another couple months they tell you, okay, you need to do eBay, then another couple months they tell you, okay, you need to do, I don't know, sales funnels or whatever. They point you in different directions so the students don't get any results. So that's terrible for them and for the students. So it really burns you out, you feel burnt out, and it really tires you. So what happens is you self-sabotage, and I've seen this happen. One of my clients who used to be doing launches back in 2016, he bought a Range Rover for $120,000. Later that year, he sold it for $40,000. He lost $80,000 on that thing because he was so burnt out, he couldn't do any more products, he was so tired from the entire industry that he eventually quit, and I don't know what he's doing now, waiting tables or something. So it's terrible. So we focus on one product. We want to scale one product first to multiple six figures, and then we want to branch out. So if you have just one product and you focus on it, you can go you can achieve very, very good results versus having multiple products, having to deal with multiple type of people in multiple courses to provide support for them. So we try to focus on one product and one niche. So with the auto webinar method, you basically create an auto webinar where you release it, you continuously improve on it. So let's say month 1 you don't do anything, you're creating the course. Month 2 you launch it, it's maybe $15,000. It's not $20,000 because it's not a launch. A launch brings more revenue in. An auto webinar is not a big launch with a lot of hype. So you make maybe $5,000 less, right? But in month 3, you make even more because you're building on it, you're improving it. It's just one thing and you're making it better and better and better over time. In month 4, you make 30K. In month 5, you make 40K. In month 6, you're making $50,000 because you continuously improve on one single thing and you get better and better and better results, right? So which one is better, auto webinars or launch method? Who thinks that auto webinars are better? Raise their hand. Great, that's what I thought. So auto webinars is definitely the way to go, and you can see the difference. Like in 6 months, you're making less than when you started with the launch method. In 6 months, you're making like triple what you started than when you started with the auto webinar method, right? So this is the process that we follow. This is the automated marketing process for us to convert a stranger, a complete stranger, into a paying client that buys your course. And we do this every day. We run ads, we send them to an auto webinar funnel. They go through the webinar, it's an automated webinar, and then they go to the checkout page where they pay, and then they go to their course members area where they have access to their course. That's the delivery part. So Stephen Covey says, start with the end in mind. So I'm going to start from the end. I'm going to start with the course. I'm going to answer a bunch of questions course creators have about courses. So the course, how long should it be? I recommend 4 to 40 hours. We sold courses for $1,000 that were only 4 hours of content. And people pay for that because you're just giving them the essential things. You're not overwhelming them with content. People don't want to have a 120-hour course because that's overwhelming. People don't have time to spend watching videos. They want to get results. So 4 hours is good, 40 hours is good as well. So don't make it too short. Don't sell a $20,000 course that's only an hour long, and don't make it like 1,000,000 hours long. Like, stick within the range. The course price, you can sell it for $500 to $2,000. Why? Because on a webinar, you have an hour with somebody. You can build that trust. You can build that relationship. That hour is relationship building. They get to know you. You build rapport. You build that belief that you can help them. So you can charge a lot more for your course, right? Versus something like Udemy or Skillshare where you sell your courses for $10. Like that's nothing. You can make a lot more with the very same course if you just go with the auto webinar method. A lot of people wonder whether their course should be in PDFs, text, or audio. Video is very, very essential these days because everybody is giving their students video. So you must have video in your course. You also need to have text, PDFs, and worksheets for them to do the homework and all that for them to get results. The course must solve a high-ticket problem. A lot of courses I see, they target an angle that is perceived as a low-ticket problem. A low-ticket problem is a problem that solves a problem that doesn't have much pain associated with it. So the bigger the amount of pain you can eliminate for somebody using your course, the more the amount of money you can charge for it, right? So you want to charge a high-ticket problem that's associated with a high level of pain. You also must not be bullshitting people because you'll get called out. It must be real. You must have proof. You must do beta testers to provide testimonials. So what you can do is, instead of launching the course, first show it to maybe like 10, 15 people, have them pay for it, never give it to them for free because people who pay attention. Show it to them for 15 people, give them a lot of attention, get them results, and use those results to as testimonials for when you do your auto webinar in your for your online course. And then it should be easy to understand, and it should be newbie friendly because of what I'm going to mention now. So here are some of the biggest course creation mistakes that I see a lot of experts doing. So experts have this thing called the curse of knowledge. What's the curse of knowledge? The curse of knowledge is when you know something, when you learn something new, you don't know what it feels like not to know that thing. So let's say you learn Facebook ads. You don't know what it feels like not to know what Facebook ads is. I know what webinars are. I don't know what it feels like not to know what a webinar is. It's very, very hard for me to picture that, right? And what experts do is they think that everybody's on the same playing level. Everybody knows what Facebook ads is. Everybody knows what they know, right? So what they do is they create a course only for experts. And experts, if you look at the market size, beginners, there are much more beginners in the market than experts. And experts is a very, very small segment. So when you want to create your online course, you want to make sure that it's targeted to beginners. You want to make sure that it's easy to understand and it's newbie friendly, because you can make a lot more money selling to beginners than experts. You can sell to experts as well. You have to sell them something a lot more higher ticket, a lot different, but with courses, you can sell to beginners at a very big scale, right? So the other problem is they solve a low-ticket problem, something that doesn't have a lot of pain associated with it. So what do I mean? Here are some counterexamples. So let's say you're having trouble in your marriage, God forbid. You're having trouble in your marriage. Like, how much money would you pay to have your marriage fixed? A lot of money, right? That's a high-ticket problem. Let's say you're at a job, you hate your life, you hate your boss, you hate driving the commute every day, you want to become free, you want to start an online business or an offline business, you just want a business to become free from your job. How much money would you pay to solve that problem? A lot of money. That's a high-ticket problem. Starting a business is a high-ticket problem. And improving health. Health has a big pain associated with it. So if you can help somebody improve their health, you can charge them a lot of money. So these are the highest tickets problems that there are. So another mistake people do is they stress over the production quality. They're like, I need to look sharp. I need to have everything in 4K. I need my background to be perfect. I need my audio to be amazing. And people don't care about that. People don't care about that. So let's say you are an employer, you have a business. A lot of you have businesses. Let's say you have 2 employees. You have one employee that's super fancy with a tie and everything, super sharp, comes on the computer, sits on the computer and goes on Facebook and Instagram and does nothing for the entire day. Versus you have another employee, it's not as fancy, not as sharp, he's kind of scrappy. Well, when he gets on the computer, he gets shit done, right? So which one would you rather? The one who gets shit done or the one who just looks nice and doesn't do anything? I pretty much think that it's the one who gets shit done. So people don't pay you to look good. That's the thing. It's always content over production value. People pay you to solve their problems. So if you can solve their problem, they will pay you a lot of money. So do not stress about production quality. Some of the most successful courses out there in the world have started just as Dropbox videos shared on Dropbox via each other. So there wasn't even any level of security. So you don't have to worry about production quality too much. Okay, so a lot of people worry about the platform. Which platform should I host my course on? Should I do it in Kajabi, Thinkific, ClickFunnels, all these softwares? Like, they're all the same. Just pick one and get started. Kajabi, that's the one I like. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the checkout page. And this is probably the second most important page on your funnel. And here's why, because it's the page where you take money from people. This is the thing that you need to spend most of your time if you're going to be optimizing your funnel on this thing, because it's where you take money from people. You want to make it as easy as possible. You want to build as much belief and certainty into it so that you don't lose any money here, okay? I'm going to talk about that for a little bit. Here are some best practices. So you must have the product name and branding. Okay, you must have a guarantee, your money-back guarantee, always have a guarantee in your courses. You must have testimonials. You must have the stack. And what the stack is a recap of what they're getting. So you're getting the course, it's worth $1,000. You're getting the audio material, it's worth $300. You're getting PDFs, it's worth $200. You're getting the bonuses, bonus 1, bonus 2, bonus number 3. This is worth X, Y, Z. And you have a total value of, let's say, $3,000. And that reminds people of, okay, this is a good deal. I'm making a good decision. Because when you spend an hour with them on a webinar, you take them on this emotional roller coaster. They may have made that decision emotionally, but you need to justify it for them logically, right? And the stack helps you do that. You remind them what they're getting. Okay, you must have legal links so that you don't have any trouble with your customers and with your terms and with your merchants. So refund policy, terms of service, privacy policy. It shouldn't be too long. Don't make the checkout page too long. People must be able to buy or at least make most of fill out most of the fields before they scroll. You need to have a contact method for support, email, phone, live chat, or all of them. Always install your Facebook ads and Google Ads pixels to retarget these people, because this is the most profitable money you're going to spend on Facebook and Google Ads is retargeting people who go to your checkout page and don't check out, right? You must have heat map and session recording. You must do it all. You must know exactly why people are not buying, because you're never going to have a 100% conversion rate, and this is the page where you should aim for a 100% conversion rate. Have heat map and session recording. These are basically videos of people, what they do on your website, and heat map is where people are clicking, so you know what are the hotspots. Checkout page softwares, you have ClickFunnels. If you use that, that's great. Kajabi is great. Also, Pay Kickstart is very good. So now I'm going to talk about the webinar. This is the meat of the training. So the automated webinar funnel. So this is how it goes. We have the landing page, which is where people give you their information. They say, okay, I am interested in this. You have the confirmation page, where you tell them, congratulations for registering. We're going to start soon. This is what you need to do next. The waiting room, where they wait for the webinar to start. And the live room, where the webinar actually happens, right? So auto webinar softwares. You have EverWebinar, Stealth Seminar, ClickFunnels, Demio. These are webinars that allow you to run your webinar as if it were live. So it's not really live. It's a video that you record before. And it looks live, right? And people attend it, and it feels like it's live. So these are webinars that simulate the live experience. It's a live event, okay? This is the auto webinar landing page. So this is what it looks like. The most important part is the headline. The headline is what's going to make or break your landing page conversions. So always test the headline first. The message is the most important thing. It should be short form, long form. Registration pages, like historically lower conversions, must be very, very short, not too long. Don't have video. Video lowers conversions. The mobile version should be very, very optimized for the impulse nature of people who are on their mobiles. So they just want to get what they want to get. So just have a very big button. I always have a very big button when they go to the page on mobile, and just the main headline. That's what they can see. Okay, it must be curiosity based. Don't reveal too much. If you reveal too much, you're just gonna turn people off. You can expect a 20 to 35% opt-in rate for an automated webinar on your landing page. Do not use the webinar software's default landing pages. So these softwares, they offer you default landing pages. Don't use them. Use your own page builder. And some webinar landing page builders, you have ClickFunnels, Lead Pages, WordPress. They're all the same. Just pick one and build one, okay? You have the confirmation page. After people fill out their details here, so you have the first name, last name usually, and the phone number and a registration button. You have some information about the presenter, some information about what's going to be covered in the webinar. Once they fill out their information, they say, I'm interested in this, I want to attend this webinar. They go to a confirmation page where we have a confirmation video, and you tell them, thanks for registering. I'm very excited for you to attend. Here's what you need to do next. You need to show up from a desktop. Tell them show up from a desktop, because people convert more on their desktops, not on their mobiles. You tell them to show up 5 minutes early, because seats are because you just want them to show up. You want to create as much urgency and scarcity for them to show up. And you just tell them what to do. Show up, don't disable your ad blockers. Some of these softwares don't work with ad blockers too much, so you tell them to disable their ad blockers. And you want to tell them to click the link. There's a link right here that says, here's your webinar URL. This is a link that they should click to go to the waiting room. People don't click on that, and there's a lot of money lost on this page. You want to make sure that people click so that they go to the waiting room, okay? Because they have committed for that time, and some people just don't know what to do next, so they just log off the page and they don't get the emails and they don't go to the webinar. So you must tell them to click so that they go to the waiting room and start the webinar presentation. The waiting room is just a video of you saying, congratulations, you showed up early, you're definitely gonna get a spot, and I'm very happy that you're here. You're gonna learn this and this and this. We're gonna start soon in a few minutes. Just watch the webinar, the countdown, and we're going to start soon, okay? So that's what you tell them. After this countdown, like once it goes to 0, it redirects them to the live room. And the live room looks something like this. This is using EverWebinar. You have the video right here, okay? And this is your video that you've recorded of the webinar. This is where you give them the content, where you pitch and all of that. You have a live chat right here that's usually here, okay? You have the product offer, you have the branding, you have the name of the product, and you have a buy button that says buy now or yes, I'm in. And this does not show up in the beginning. You never show your product in the beginning. You always pitch it as a free value training, right? And you have a chat box right here, and you always must have like an email for support questions if something doesn't work, okay? And then the most important components of a webinar funnel are the landing page and the webinar. And nothing else matters as much as these two, because the more people you can get on a webinar, the more money you're gonna make. If your landing page conversions goes from 20 to 35%, that's not just 15% more people that you're getting, that's 75% more people that you're getting, right? The webinar, the more people you can convert, the more money you're gonna make. So you must have it nailed. So if you just get these two things done, like you're gonna be able to make a lot of money. If you mess one of these up, you're not gonna make as much money as you can, okay? So I have a question for you guys. Complete the sentence. The money is in the list, the money is in your pocket, or the money is in the relationship with the list. Who thinks the money is in the list? Raise their hand. Who thinks the money's in their pocket? Raise their hand. Who thinks the money's in the relationship with the list? Raise their hand. Okay, here's a surprise. You're all wrong because the money is in the follow-up. Here's why. Why the money's in the follow-up? You're selling a $500 to $2,000 information product, right? The sales cycle, the amount of time that somebody needs to decide that they want this and to make the buying decision takes longer than just one day. Since some people buy on an impulse buy, they're ready, they have that pain, they want to buy now, so you do get them, but most people don't have that pain right there. So you must be able to follow up with them so that when they do experience that pain of, I don't know, their girlfriend broke up with them, they had a very terrible day at their job, and they really need that solution to fix their marriage or, I don't know, start their business. Once they experience that pain, you want to be there. That's the main job of the follow-up. So we do a daily follow-up, daily emails with people so that we give them value, we give them, the main point of the follow-up is to give them value, give them more information about the products, and the most importantly is to be there once they experience that extreme pain, okay? And you tell them, I have the cure, okay? This is our automated webinar follow-up. This is where the money is made. So we segment people via email, based on what they do on the webinar. So if they did not attend the webinar, they registered but did not show up to the live room, we send them a 7-day email follow-up sequence. Why? Because some people register for the webinars and they're not serious. They're checking it out. They don't really care about the topic. So we email them for 7 days to tell them to come back. We told them, hey, you didn't show up. You missed out. You missed out on this and this and this. Too bad. But luckily for you, this week we're having another live session, and it's starting soon, and you can click here to join the next live session. We basically resend them to the webinar registration page. If they attended and left early, so the point of the webinar is to teach them, but the most important point is to sell the product and make money. So if they left before you introduced the product, you want them to go back, go through the webinar again, go through the emotional roller coaster, and to see the product. So what we do is we email them for 10 days and tell them, okay, so you didn't attend, you attended and left early, you missed out on this and this and this, that's too bad, but we're also having another live session this week and you can attend it by clicking the link below. And we have, if people attended and saw the product, this is our hottest audience because these two people are unaware of our product. These people know about our product, so these are the most closable segments of our audience. We make most of our money here. So we have a 30-day email follow-up sequence for them. We follow up with them for 30 days, right? Each day, an email overcoming their objections, telling stories about successes, getting them to jump on sales calls with our team, doing everything we can to close them because there's something that's stopping them. We want to figure that out, and we want to close them right there. So that's the follow-up sequence. And we do this via email. So the softwares that we use are Drip, ActiveCampaign, and Infusionsoft. The one that I like is ActiveCampaign. Infusionsoft is great, but it's expensive and it's clunky. ActiveCampaign is great and it's cheap. So you can claim your bonuses now that I promised you. You can go to this link right here to claim your top 5 copywriting books recommendations, your essential tools recommendations for your online course business, and my 6-figure webinar slides templates that will be added after the event. So you can go to this link right here, bit.ly/dearlabas, and you can enter your email and I'll send you these bonuses for free, okay? So webinar innovations, we want to innovate on this stuff. So we want to implement some chatbots for the follow-up. We want to have different webinar platforms. We've seen some companies do that. We want to build our own. We are always hiring good people. If you see the system, if you take a look at what we're doing and you see something that we can improve, that we can innovate in, send us an email with your proposition, with your proposal, and we're very, very happy to work with you and to see what we can innovate in this stuff, okay? So here are your 2 options. You can do this on your own. You can apply what you learned today. You may have some results. You can spend 1 to 3 years figuring out how to market your online course and make 6 figures with it. You can test everything yourself, remove the focus from your main business, and there's a 90% chance of failure, okay? Or we can do it together. We have the working system. You can skip the trial and error. You can partner with us to sell your course for you. You continue focusing on what you're an expert on, and you delegate the information side of your business. So clients suck, right? But we make the exceptions for great people. So if you think you're a great person, you can apply to work with us right here. We're great at what we do. We take a portion of the profits plus a setup fee. And if you're interested to work with us, you can answer these questions on this page to see if you qualify. So go to bit.ly/dearakc. This is where you can apply to work with us. That's all I had for today. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. If you have any questions, does anybody have any questions? Yes.
ايه غادي ناخذ سؤال واحد علاء إذا كان ممكن.
Thank you very much, Alaa, for this valuable presentation. I just have one little question about the people who attend and left early the webinar. To retarget them and to invite them to rewatch the webinar. Because there's an automated webinar, it will not be a duplicated content for him to watch it another time, especially for the first 15 minutes or first 13 minutes. It will be a duplicate. It will be a replay of the video. So.
Yeah, we don't see any problems with that. People do re-register and they do think it's live and they do actually buy. So that's not a problem. It does work.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much, guys.